Wait a minute, guys. That's not a Tesla. What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. Alright, so welcome back to the Drifts and Lifts Epic Volvo Drift YouTube channel. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any more Tesla videos. Well, there may be a few, but that Tesla is not mine. As you guys know, if you're new to the channel, I'm sure you already know that I am mainly Volvos. I mainly stick to Volvo drifting and Volvo modifying. I try to kind of capture the grassroots drift scene of the lower mainland in Canada, and I do trips down to the States and stuff like that. So that's what kind of my channel revolves around. New subscribers, a little bit about me. I am 25 years old. I'm from BC, Canada. I've been into cars my whole life, ever since I was, like literally 1 year old. I was always drawing pictures of cars and stuff. I raced dirt bikes and stuff had grown up, and kind of caught the drifting bug around grade 6. I was about, I don't even know how old I would have been in grade 6, like, 13, 12 or something. And I thought it was really cool I was into muscle cars, and I was really obsessed with cars my whole life. And I found the drifting thing, and I thought it was really dope, and I got kind of like right into it. And all I can remember is playing Forza, and all I would do is drift. That's basically the only thing I cared about for years. And then finally I got my license, and I got a decent job up in the oil patch when I was 18, so I was able to afford a couple rear-wheel drive 80s, 90s Thrasher mobiles. And yeah, so it kind of took off from there, and before you know it, I ended up on a Volvo 740. I don't know how it happened. I kind of was looking on Craigslist, and I was like, I wonder if Volvo has any rear-wheel drive stuff that could be driftable. And I found a 740 turbo wagon. It was manual transmission with a couple really nice upgrades. I ended up buying that car, and that started my love for Volvos. So I kind of just went with the Volvo thing. I've been doing it for about 5 or 6, maybe almost 7 years now. Strictly into Volvos. I've owned 55 Volvo 740s. I know that's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I've scrapped way too many, probably like 15. But I get a lot of flack on the channel for beating up Volvos and destroying these nice cars. But I promise you guys, we kind of got a good little setup here. I have, I have a Drift Missile Volvo, so this is Miss Huff. This is my built NA, basically just seat time missile car. I tow this to track events and just thrash on it. As you can see, it's been beat pretty bad, but everything mechanical is still running and driving really nice. It's got an ITB setup, so it's a really cool car. You'll see more videos of this car in the future. We're actually going to get it street ready and go film some cool stuff. But yeah, so I have a Volvo for every purpose. I have an off-road Volvo that we take to the river, we jump and stuff. I have a clean daily driver Volvo. And every time I say Volvo, I'm talking about a Volvo 740. I realize there's a lot of other kind of Volvos. 240s, 940s are really popular. I've owned a bunch of 940s as well, which is the same chassis as the 740. I haven't really gone into the 240 thing. Not that they're a bad car. I just prefer the boxy look of these. And once you get into one kind of car, you kind of stay with them. You obtain a bunch of parts, and you kind of, it makes it a little bit easier to kind of do the drifting thing that way when you know your chassis really, really well and have abundance of parts and knowledge about them. So yeah, this is my clean car Walter, and this is actually what the video today is going to be about, guys. So this car I picked up not too long ago. It's a really clean 1988 740. It's a non-turbo, it's a manual transmission, which is kind of cool. These days in Canada and the US, it's getting fairly tough to find manual transmission 740s. The 240s are a little more common, but this car is kind of the last of the clean ones, and I hope to keep it that way. The plan is to build this into something really cool once the funds allow me to do so. Kind of the goal is to build a really powerful turbo motor for it. I want it to stay I want to stay 8-valve red block, just with a ported head, big valves, built bottom end, big turbo, that kind of thing. I know these motors really well, and they're really easy to work on, and they've been really durable for me. So kind of the goal, being into Volvos for so long, I've acquired a little bit of purist kind of essence to me. I do really like just Volvos. I think they're just really, really cool. So anyways, today's video, guys, is I'm going to be installing a different camshaft in Walter. So, and also, I forgot to show you guys, obviously you've already noticed, but I was able to put these cool wheels, the Trans Am GTA wheels, 16x8, 0 offset in the back. I think they're plus 12 in the front, but I think they sat the car off just perfectly. So I wouldn't really want this car to look any differently. It's on BC Racing coilovers. I actually have them lowered to the maximum amount. I don't know, overall the car just looks perfect, and what I like is that this is a GLE, so it has the chrome trim, which the turbo models did not have actually, and it just kind of matches with the polished lip on the GTA wheels really well. I'm just kind of stoked how it all turned out. The car is just a really nice platform to kind of build something really cool out of, so we're gonna start that today. It's got a welded diff, and that's basically it for the mods. I did a bit of weight reduction. Guys, you know, I get a lot of flack. It's so funny because people really chirp me for beating up these Volvos, but at the end of the day, they are kind of beat to begin with. You know, this one's really clean, but the interiors and stuff like that, it's okay to strip them out because there's a lot of cracks and old Volvo interiors start falling apart. So it's going to be clean on the outside, but I can't guarantee you guys that this thing is going to be factory showroom condition its whole life. So I did do a sunroof delete. So I took out the sunroof, but I actually noticed that this car already had the sunroof blocked off for some reason, so it must have leaked, and somebody already siliconed it a whole bunch. So I was actually able to just leave the factory sunroof plate in, keep it a little bit more clean. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling on for you guys. Let's do some work on this, and then after that we're gonna go take it for a rip, and we'll just go on a spirited drive with it so you can listen to the sound of the cam and all that stuff. So hope you guys like the video. All right, so a couple things I did in the engine bay. I realize I'm kind of rambling on, but I keep on finding things that I've done to this car since the last video on it. So I did a little bit of a different intake here. I just kind of routed it here. This hard pipe actually gives it a bit more sound as far as intake sound goes. I deleted all the AC stuff. The AC never works in these cars, so it's a pretty good weight reduction up on the front of the car, which is where you want a weight reduction, probably the most important spot. So I took all the AC lines and everything. I took the compressor out as well as the condenser on the front, in front of the rad. So I really like that. It cleans up the engine bay, and you know, it's a pretty good weight reduction, probably 50 pounds with all that stuff together. So yeah, what else in here? I did a bunch of deletes. The idle air control valve was starting to act up a little weird, so I just deleted it, and then set the idle myself with the idle adjustment screw. And that's pretty much it in here. The PCV is routed to atmosphere. It's not routed to vacuum anymore, which I don't really think makes much of a difference unless you have like a really bad blow-by car and you need it to be pulling out. But yeah, so other than that, I think it's pretty good. I got the BC Racing coilover set to maximum camber. I kind of got a setting that I kind of, you know, it feels pretty good. I kind of have these like 6 or 7 clicks away from full hard. I felt like, you know, I was playing with it around the one night, and I felt pretty good this way. So let's install this cam and go for a rip. All right, so I got the VX camshaft out, and I'm ready to put this K cam in. So I just got the two cams side by side right now. I actually pulled up this cool little article on Turbo Bricks. Some guy has a chart of all the different cams, all the factory ones, a bunch of different aftermarket ones, that kind of stuff. So here's the chart right here. We're gonna actually compare. Let's see what the numbers are. So this K cam, which is this one, has a 11.95 lift, millimeters of lift, intake and exhaust. And then the duration of the intake valve is 270 degrees, and then the duration of the exhaust valve is 257 degrees. So pretty high duration for a factory cam in the 270 range. So then if we look at our VX camshaft, which is the one I just took out, we've got 11.37 millimeters of lift. It's got 10.65 millimeters of lift on the exhaust side of things, and 245 degrees duration on the intake valve, 236 on the exhaust valve. So definitely a more aggressive cam. Like we got almost, you know, pretty close to 25 more degrees of duration. We got 0.5 millimeters more lift. On the exhaust valve is more duration by a good mile too. So this cam should make us, should gain a little bit more power for sure. It may take out of the bottom end. Luckily this car is an LH 2.2, which means you can actually adjust the distributor to have more static timing. So I feel like this K cam is going to want a little bit more timing than the factory cam did. but we'll see. To really know, you have to put it on a dyno, but you can kind of, you know, seat of the pants dyno it a little bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna install this, and I think it's gonna be pretty lumpy. I'm stoked. Alrighty guys, so I got the K-Cam installed in Walter here. So I'm actually at the car wash right now, just giving this car a full cleaning. I've been driving it in the winter conditions a little bit, and the dust and mud definitely starts adding up after a while. So what I did is I painted the valve cover. I tried to match it to the car. I didn't really get there, but it's definitely a really cool blue. So I'm stoked how it turned out. I just polished the Volvo emblem on it. So our K-Cam is under that valve cover, and I'll start it up for you guys here in a sec. I just want to take a moment to appreciate how beautiful this car is, man. I just washed the full outside. Just on these wheels, it kind of fits the car so well. So this car is definitely coming together. I'm pretty excited about it. So one thing I've learned from watching a lot of YouTube videos myself, before I made my own YouTube channel, I would look at rev videos of cars, and I'd be like, so-and-so, V8, this and that, straight pipe rev. And my worst pet peeve was when guys would chuck it up to like 3,000 RPMs only, and just a little boom, and we're like, okay man, we want to see like what it actually sounds like. So when I do rev videos, I'll never disappoint you like that, guys. It's going to be chucked to the limiter every time. This car is warm, so it's not going to damage anything. Alright guys, so I kind of went down to a spot to do a donut, and what do you know, I got some friends here. So we got my friend Kai Wallstrom here.
What's going
on? And what kind of motor vehicle are we working with here?
Oh, we got a little Charger Hellcat.
Charger Hellcat, so this has a lot of power apparently.
It's got a little something.
Yep. A little beep beep supercharging.
Pep in her step.
Yep. What is it? It's like 707 or something like that? Nice. Sick. Well, yeah guys, we're gonna do a 700 horsepower 100 horsepower donut tandem right now. I think it's gonna work completely fine. It's a good little spot here. And we also got my good friend Mike with his Tesla. And we'll probably see some donuts with that thing after. This guy's just been shit kicking his Tesla.
Just shit kicking.
This thing gets beat the hardest out of any Tesla yet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how
Tesla that's breaking the internet right now.
It is, hey? This is a famous Tesla.
Yeah, with you behind the wheel, right?
Yeah, dude. Sick. Hell yeah. All right, well, yeah, let's see what this thing can do. So I've actually never been in one of these Hellcat machines. Not a Challenger, not a Charger, not a SRT Jeep. So it's my first experience in one of these. So my good friend Kai is gonna give me some G-force in the acceleration department.
Getting some G-force.
Hell yeah. Oh, she's got steering angle.
All right.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, this thing. Holy fucking shit. Okay. Holy fuck, buddy. This thing's got some pow. It's a heavy car, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a big boat. Oh, fuck. Alright, that was really fast. I'm not gonna say how fast, but it was faster than my Volvo will top out at in a couple seconds. It slides so good.
I know, right?
It's got tons of steering angle.
Right?
Like, what? Oh, it's fucking rowdy. Jesus. That's so cool. It has a lot of angle.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's so good. Oh, buddy, that's sick. You can feel the tires like braking almost.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. Alright guys, so that's pretty much a wrap up of today's video. So big shout out to Mike for the filming. And if you guys haven't seen the Tesla drift video that we did together, check it out. Check out Mike's channel, Low Life Duramax. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. Mike is the only guy on YouTube that is actually drifting and like thrashing a Tesla Model 3. Everybody else is kind of pussy. But Mike's actually, you know, giving us good entertainment, so definitely go check out his channel. Anyways guys, that's a wrap up of the video. Like and subscribe for hairy Volvo nipples. Peace out.